You heard that crypto's killing the dollar? Well, it could actually make it stronger.
In countries like Turkey and Nigeria, where inflation and currency swings are common, people are turning to a special kind of crypto token called stablecoin, a coin pegged to the US dollar.
I'll explain why that changes everything in a minute, but basically they're supposed to be a cryptocurrency that doesn't fluctuate in price like, for example, Bitcoin does. The question is, are they actually as stable as they claim to be?
In July, the United States passed a landmark piece of legislation called the Genius Act, and it's the first ever regulation aimed at stablecoins. And in October, the Federal Reserve hosted a conference on crypto for the first time, in part to make the dollar stronger around the world.
Now, the Fed is the institution that regulates the US dollar, the global currency that people use around the world, and they're talking to the crypto industry.
Popular cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin are known for their price fluctuations that vary widely with demand. That's good for making or losing money, but not great if you want something that holds its value.
So that's where these stablecoins that they're talking about here come in. There's different kinds, but the most common ones work like this.
For each coin they create, the stablecoin companies park the same amount in dollars or government bonds in a bank to back it up.
And similar to how people here at the Fed manage money, the stablecoin issuer can adjust the amount of stablecoins in circulation according to demand. That usually allows the stablecoins to have a one-to-one relationship with the dollar. One stablecoin is worth $1.
Right now, crypto companies around the world are pushing stablecoins. Transactions in stablecoins averaged nearly $3 trillion per month last year.
And because 99% of those stablecoins are backed by the US dollar, they may just cement the dollar's role in the global digital economy. But they may not be so stable after all.
The good thing is, people like Perry Merling have been thinking about these questions for a long time. He studies the history of financial markets and says that from time to time, financial markets test how stable a financial instrument like stablecoin actually is. We're basically talking about the digital version of a bank run, where everybody rushes to withdraw their cash, or in this case, stablecoins, at once. Now, banks in the United States can turn to the central bank for extra cash in times of crisis.
How much do you need?
But the issuers of stablecoins can't do that. They don't have access to the Fed. They have to find buyers for their reserves to turn them into cash. But if everyone tries to cash out at once, their reserves might not be liquid enough to cover demand, which could cause the dollar peg to break, which means there always needs to be a buyer to keep stablecoins stable.
Will there be somebody willing to take the opposite side of that trade in scale whenever needed? And I don't see why there would.
Basically, because stablecoins don't have the backing of the central bank, they may in fact be unstable.
Which brings us back to Washington, D.C., where regulators and legislators are paying attention, raising the question, will stablecoins get the backing of the central bank? Because if they do, they might just become the world's stable digital dollar.